It's time for the Loco Sports Lowdown. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett, Wes Kerr, and Max Araj.
Close, but no cigar. Justin Jarrett, Max Araj, and Marcus Walsh with you at the outset tonight for a Friday night edition of the Loco Sports Lowdown. I am running on fumes, but we'll get the plane off the ground here tonight, and probably end up staying longer than I should. And then I'll leave you boys to talk amongst yourselves and finish things up as I get to bed before a big road trip tomorrow. First playoff match in Hardyville Hurricanes wrestling history. And I'm pinch hitting for my boy, Coach Gearhart. He's on National Guard duty this weekend in Charleston. So I've got the van gassed up and sitting at the school. We're ready to roll tomorrow morning up to Edisto to try to slay a giant. So it'll be fun. But I got to be up early, so I'm gonna respect my sleep hygiene and get to bed at a decent time tonight. But certainly a lot to talk about tonight. And how are you boys doing? It's been a long week, a week of long days, and they've been full. Long days are full days, and it's been a fulfilling week.
Well, yeah, and that's the case when you have, a start of a week where everything's going fast and furious, much like this week, and then everything halts for like 3 or 4 days, which is what we saw with the epic snow that we had here middle towards the end of or the beginning to / middle of last week.
Yeah, it kind of put us into hyperspeed this week, getting caught up, right? Yeah,
no question.
It's been a wild one. It's been a wild one. So just to encapsulate my day, just since school let out, well, Max came out of school today. My TA punched the clock, came in and got his volunteer hours. We're planning big things in the Ville. And then after school, I had to go to Ridgeland and get the van and bring it back. And then I popped out to USCB. It was opening day for the Sand Sharks. First game was a Donnybrook. They were down 10-0. I had it on in my classroom. I'll be honest. And they scored. I watched the 10-run inning. Like Max was in my classroom. They're down 10-0. Bracken plays Narco, going to the bottom of the 7th, and Max makes a comment like, "I don't know if I'd play that right now." Yeah. He's like, "They don't have Edwin Diaz coming in." And I go, "Yeah, but maybe he's setting the stage for an 11-run 7th inning." Well, they scored 10, tied it up, but then lost 13-11. And then game 2, no bueno. 29.
I saw that score.
But
it was 29-3. I thought I saw from bracket 23-0.
Yeah, that was the score at that time. But the game
was okay. It was not final yet. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't over yet. There were still runs to be scored. The crazy thing is these teams play twice more tomorrow. So I can't imagine what the pitching staffs are going to look like for tomorrow. But
ladies and gentlemen, take the over.
Yeah, but don't get too caught up in it. The 29-3 thing, because North Greenville's the number 4 team in the country, and they had a couple dudes shoving in this game, including one of our own.
This is the opener for USCB, right?
Yeah.
So it's very early, obviously.
USCB's got a whole new team too. I mean, a whole new team. They got a lot of new guys.
I watched the homer as it happened. I was so excited to see it. First homer in the first game of the season. We had to wait for our first homer when they went on the road to play Claflin. Like that was late in the year, So I'm excited
it was
to see bombs this year,
It was bad. Unfortunately, we saw a lot of bombs from the other team today.
Yes.
But I wanted to mention the pitcher for North Greenville in game 2, Bennett Romer, May River alum.
May River, yeah.
He was at Newberry where he was the freshman of the year in the South Atlantic Conference. And then last year he had arm surgery, Tommy John surgery, and was down for the year. And then went in the portal, and he's at North Greenville. And he was the game 2 starter today, went 4 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts on a nice 69-pitch outing. Outstanding return to the mound for Bennett Romer. And I got to talk with his mom, who is a Mizzou alum, I believe.
Real quick, that USCB baseball program started in 2008. I want to say 8 or 9.
Yeah, it was either 7 or wait.
I'm thinking it was no earlier than 07. But I was
It might
thinking
have
it
been.
was
It
like
might
an
have been
08,
'09 actually,
maybe
because
09.
2012 we
Oh,
went to the World Series, and I'm pretty sure that was the 4th year.
The
So
reason that I say that is, and this is just how, I guess, kind of a 6 degree of separation, how crazy things could have been. I was a freshman at Ashland University in Ashland, Ohio. My brother finished his senior year at Perry High School in Massillon, Ohio. And my mom and dad and brother made a trip down to Hilton Head for my brother to take a look at USCB
oh yeah,
right around the time that the
oh,
program was starting because he was a baseball player.
yeah,
yeah.
So obviously he decided to stick around in Ohio, but my brother Austin did end up coming down to take a look at the program.
yeah.
And he thought, at least for a tad bit, of maybe going to school at USCB.
What could have
Well,
been?
I want to see this program come back, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Rick
I think they
Sofield
are.
came in. He was the perfect coach to build the program. He knew how to build it from the ground up. That he knew where all the bolts and nuts went. Like, and so he brought in a bunch of grinders that he knew through the baseball factory and all the clinics and camps and stuff that he worked down there. And he went and found all those diamonds in the rough that were slipping through the cracks, and he brought them in and he coached them up. And then Llewellyn took over, and he was a godsend. A pitching coach who was ready made to be to run a program, and he took it over. And first year as the interim, he takes us to the NAIA World Series. Phenomenal experience. And he had it going. I thought we were going again. I could taste the bite-sized steak in 2016. I was sure we were going. We were the number 1 seed hosting that. Actually, we were the 2 seed. We should have been a 1 seed. Hosting at Grayson Stadium. It's all set up for us. It was a weird week, a lot of rain. Point University came in and swiped our spot. They were a Cinderella story. And then Llewellyn left, and we hired their coach and points coach, and it didn't go well, and it's been a rebuild ever since. But I think this year is a foundational year for them to get it back on track. This is the first time
Well,
Faulkner talked
yeah,
about he's getting recruits now that he couldn't get before because of the imminent lifting of the postseason prohibition. They'll be able to
yeah,
play in the postseason next year if all
exactly.
goes well, and that's enough carrot to get those guys here. So, they got some talent. They got some
Yeah,
talent.
can we
How
just say though?
how
Can
is
we
his
just
last name spelled?
Faulkner?
Faulkner,
Yes.
with a U, with a U.
Yeah,
No, F.
FAULKNER.
Is
No
he
relation
related
to
to?
Jerry. No,
I
he
was gonna
came from
say, is he
Michigan.
related to Jerry?
He came
No.
from Michigan. No,
That stinks.
no you, and Ted's Faulkner. Sorry,
Okay,
Jerry's got the U. Ted doesn't have the U.
Oh, okay.
got it.
I will just say we need to address to everyone. North Greenville is one of the best
Real good.
baseball programs in the
So I've
NCAA
heard.
D2 division over the last 5-6 years. Won a national
Yeah,
championship 2 years ago, I believe. So this is
yeah.
a pristine um, D2 baseball program that we went toe to toe with in the first game. But unfortunately, I think we kind of used more energy than we wanted to in that first game. And
Yeah,
going into
I think
the game.
losing that game after the comeback kind of took the wind out of the sails a little bit. And
Yeah,
then Romer was shoving, and they got the bats going. They got some beef boys in that lineup now. They are grown men. They're
dude,
impressive.
I'm telling you, I saw that home run. I don't know who it was. I couldn't tell because we didn't have commentary for the game, unfortunately. But
Yeah.
kid
Wes
hit
will
it
be
to
on the
dead.
call tomorrow. So
Yes, he will. The kid hit it to dead center and
yeah.
cleared the fence by a solid 10-15 feet. Just an absolute bomb. And I'm like,
I felt bad for
that's
Bracken
he,
today because I lived through many an
oh,
opening day in
dude, he
Hardyville.
went through it today.
The
The
opening
poor
day
guy.
at Richard Gray is always a nightmare. It's never
It's
good. There's just too
horrible.
many things that
Yeah.
that pop up when you're getting things going, and it's just awful. Plus, the 1 p.m. start on Friday is always a hard
Yeah.
staffing
Right.
situation.
Yeah.
So yeah, he went through it today, but there will be better days ahead. Opening day, everybody makes errors on opening day, right? You gotta clean it up, but they'll get it together, and they'll be back at it tomorrow. But busy night of high school hoops. But before that, let me shout out our presenting sponsor, our all-star sponsor of Loco Sports, Mickelson Law Firm, official real estate closing attorney of Loco Sports, but they can help you with all your legal needs. And they're presenting sponsor of our Hilton Head Christian Academy coverage. But they love all the teams and athletes in the Loco and support just about everything around here. I mean, their banners are up everywhere. They are supportive of athletics and the role it plays for our young people. So we hope you'll support them when you have legal needs, and we thank Mickelson Law Firm for all their support over the years. How many runs in a row were the most many in Sand Sharks history in terms of winning it? I don't know. I don't have time for that kind of deep dive tonight. Most runs in an inning. We'd have to get Bracken in here on that one. But there's been a lot of big innings for sure. We played some bad teams at times. Fisher College used to come down and open the season here every year in February. They like first week of February, they'd pop in from Boston. They'd stop in Virginia on their way down and practice. First time they'd been on grass all year, and then they'd come play 4, and then head on down somewhere else in Florida, I think, and play some more, and just go on a grass tour until the snow was off in Boston.
Right.
Makes
That's
sense.
what colleges do at the D1 level too. I mean, you'll see
You have
ACC
to.
teams posted Big Ten teams like Michigan State, Michigan, Ohio State, because none of them can play on their
But
fields.
man, we owned Fisher in February, but you know what? By the end of the year, every year they were in the tournament. You know, they were making noise.
Yeah.
But it makes a difference being able to get outside. Although we've had years around here where you took more ground balls in the parking lot than you did on the infield, you know.
Yeah.
So that happens. What's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
Ice cold.
All right. Now, ladies. All right. So how about some hoops? Marcus has been hard at work this evening, sitting in front of the computer,
ever.
tracking down scores. We have them scrolling across the bottom. We'll also
I'm still looking
read
for
them.
more.
I'll read the ones we have allowed. Wait, what do you have, Wesley? Or Maximus?
I do have the Christian Academy scores, both of them.
All right.
Okay.
So, the girls' game final score: Lawrence Manning Academy 43, Hilton Head Christian Academy 30. It was actually really, I think it was a 4-point game going into the fourth quarter, and then Lawrence Manning pulled away. So that's a good game for the girls' basketball team, especially with what happened yesterday.
I was just gonna say, yeah, with HHCA and JP2 both in action on back-to-backs after last night.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
And then I'm pretty
I
sure
think JP2 ended up being a JV. They played the JV against Savannah Jaguars.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was probably
I will also mention Christian Academy is playing again tomorrow.
Holy hell.
Really?
They're on the road at Trinity Collegiate.
Oof.
They have to drive up to Florida tomorrow morning.
Dang, not even the
Oh,
NBA makes them do
Good
that.
grief. 3 days in a row?
And they ain't
I
riding no
chihuahua.
buses in the NBA.
Especially finishing it against Trinity Collegiate, and we know they're
Wow.
good. We've seen them play
They're
JP2.
So what was that boys score?
Boys score 64 in favor of Lawrence Manning to 48 Hilton Head Christian.
All right.
So not a close game, but
yeah,
you know what? I think they used quite a bit of energy.
Man, they left it all out there last night. They really
sure
did. They played hard all night, and they didn't go real deep off the bench, and so those guys they went through it last night. They went all in on that one.
Yeah, they gave it everything they had and then some, and I was real impressed. And I was actually talking with Tim Wood afterwards on Messenger, and his son Jake. It didn't even occur to me.
He's a shooter.
Was very impressed with what Jake did last night.
He can knock down a long one. But I was blown away by Foster.
Yes,
Foster.
and he said that Ethan, earlier in the week and whatnot, wasn't even at 100%. He was fighting a little bit of a bug, but you couldn't tell.
You wouldn't have known it. He had the Jordan flu game.
He was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, he was terrific.
He was phenomenal.
Matt, God dang it. I do it to my children and my cats too, so don't worry about it.
I will say there was a JV game for Hill Lake Christian Academy tonight too.
Did I say they played Horde? Horde.
I was gonna say Lawrence Manning and Hill Lake Christian did play JV game as well tonight before the varsity girls game. Hill Lake Christian got that one, 37-23 over Lawrence
Hill Lake
Manning.
Christian JV beat JP2 last night too, right? That was a 1-point game, but Christian won it.
Yes.
Like you're looking down there, you look at the future for Hill Lake Christian Academy right there, and that's a
their
strong
JP kid, their JV kids played hard, and their varsity is also very young. They're all bought into the system, and they're all bought into it, and they're all executing it well.
Which honestly,
future is definitely good for the boys. It's definitely good.
But the system has been missing since Grunkemeyer left and took the job as an athletic director.
Yeah, I mean that was only 1 year. You had the 1 year deal where they knew it was a bad situation. Timing was awful. They had to find somebody local, and Colella. I thought Colella did a serviceable job.
He did all right.
He had a tough group to manage. They had some bad luck, but I really think I don't know that it was on him. I think it was. I think it was just a chemistry thing. I think the chemistry just wasn't right there.
Yeah.
It just wasn't right with that group, and they couldn't quite get it right. But that's okay. I mean, it's all right. I think most of the kids are playing ball somewhere, in some form or fashion.
I had a chance to talk to Brian after the game and after you left, JJ, when Larry and Maria were wrapping up, packing things up, and I was helping them as much as I could. And of course, just after you had left and after, everybody's off the floor and we're getting stuff going, there are guys on the floor, of course, practicing the shot, practicing motion and those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they do this after a game.
Right.
And
after they played their
gave me a
hearts
chance,
out too.
Absolutely. Gave me a chance to see some of the strategizing and whatnot that Brian brings to the table. I was able to introduce myself to him and shake his hand and, congratulate him on a fine effort and whatnot. That young man, and I say young man, not really sure how old he is.
He looks pretty young to me.
He does.
He's got a handsome mustache.
He does.
An excellent mustache.
I wish I had that mustache.
A real crumb saver. It's nice.
It's well done.
But yeah, no, I think he's doing a really, really good job there. And I also would say John Haupt's doing a really good job.
Talking to him too. He had a busy night last night.
You talk about a dude who just, I mean, it's pure passion and
I love it.
He's just a coach, I feel the same. I feel like I'm the same kind of guy. Like I may not be the best on X's and O's or whatever I'm coaching, but I'm gonna coach the shit out of you. And that's John Haupt. He was really coaching them hard on the sidelines last night, and it was good to see. It was a good night. It was a lot of good energy in the building.
Yes, without question.
All right, so I was gonna read these scores like forever ago. Orange on the girls' side, Orangeburg Wilkinson 42, Battery Creek 14, Beaufort 31-20 over Colleton County. Bluffton knocks off Hilton Head 35-31. Bishop England routes May River 64-37. We'll get into what all that means for the standings, but it's squishy in the middle. Let's put it that way. In 2A, Bridges Prep 50-46 over Barnwell. That is a great dub for the Bucks. They needed one. Lake Marion edges Hampton County 52-43 for the first place matchup in Region 6 2A, 5 2A, whatever it is. Eddystone Whale Branch, haven't seen that one yet. Bamberg and Hardyville, you don't have the final, do you, Max?
Just seeing.
I do not, but
Bamberg won.
Bamberg definitely won.
I'm just seeing an O-Dub Battery Creek final for the guys.
Oh yeah, what you got?
Orangeburg Wilkinson 56, Battery Creek 32.
Oof. That's
tough league, well.
Tough league. All right, so back to the girls. Hilton Head Prep 62, Patrick Henry 39. Colleton Prep 57, St. John's Christian 45. Nice dub there. Lawrence Manning 43, Hilton Head Christian 30. And then boys side, Orangeburg Wilkinson 56, Battery Creek 32. Haven't seen the final yet on Beaufort Colleton. Eager to see that. Bluffton 53-42 over Hilton Head. Wes was in the nest and may join us tonight, but not sure because he's got to go call
He's got a
games
busy
tomorrow.
day.
May River 66, Bishop England 46. That's a blowout. May River got the red ass after that loss to Collinson.
Yeah, they did.
Haven't seen Bridges Barnwell. Lake Mary and Hampton was at halftime when we started the show, and it was 23-19, 23-18 Hampton. I'll check in on that.
Yeah, 20 minutes. Oh,
really.
jeez, that game must have been.
That'd be happening in Hampton now.
There's Wes.
Hey, JJ.
Edisto, Whale Branch, don't have it yet. Bamberg beat Hardyville, don't know score. Don't have Royal Live Oaks Ridgeland yet. Cross Bethesda, ain't seen that yet. Hilton Head Prep 58, Patrick Henry 37. We saw St. John's Christian Colleton Prep final. It's on the bottom line. 68-55 St. John's. And then Lawrence Manning 64-48 over Hilton Head Christian. And we're looking for AJ Buford Academy. What's up, Wesley Kerr? How you doing, buddy?
Good night to be a Bobcat fan. They got the sweep over Hilton Head High. The Blaze was close, but the guys was in pretty convincing fashion. Big bounce back win for the Bluffton boys as they get revenge over the Seahawks. Your final in that one, 53-42, and it was all the usual characters that you would expect. Brandon White kind of led the charge really, but in the second half, it was all Harry Skinner. Just some beautiful moves to the bucket, and then you cash in a lot on the foul line as it went along. Skinner really stirs a drink for this team. He is such a terrific, not just shooter, but he handles the offense well. And Brandon White is that playmaker. He can dunk it, but he had a 3 earlier today. Jamari Stewart-Manning had a big start to his game as well, or to Bluffton's effort as well tonight. And it was basically the big three: Harry Skinner, Jamari Stewart-Manning, and Brandon White doing most of the work. The Bobcats. Aiden McCarthy, underrated game from him, doing some work in the paint, making a couple of nice putbacks early, and hit some free throws as well. He's a nice addition, or a nice supplemental piece of that team, I think.
And you just listed a big three without Carnell Warren, so that's a pretty serious situation.
He did not play tonight.
He didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
And they still got it done. He must be doing some football thing or something. I don't know. I got a score. Colleton County boys 60, Beaufort 58.
Wow.
Nail biter.
Over there. But
that might be the closest game Beaufort has this season.
Yeah.
Wow. No, I mean, that tells me at Colleton, me they're capable. They're capable of.
Oh, they were at Colleton. Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that changes my thought process.
All right, it's a moral victory of sorts, but it's a good sign, I would say.
Yeah.
I haven't been drinking.
I don't know.
They were trending in the wrong direction, and now they're trending a little better.
That's a good. That's a good loss, and they haven't been able to say that much this year. I
had a soda tonight, but I haven't been drinking, Kevin Levy. But yeah, I agree with what I said there about.
He didn't say nothing about you drinking, did he?
No. It's a joke. Kevin Libby's from the comment section. I'm not that kind of person, but oh my, I didn't mean to go there, but
you are the essence of wetness, and wetness is the
who was wet tonight was Harry Skinner. He was wet. He was splashing some shots. And then, by the way, congratulations to my man Reese Stewart, 1,000 career points.
Yes, it's awesome.
Hit a 3, and then shortly after, nailed a jumper to put him over that 1,000-point mark. So, almost got it at home, but got it on the road at Bluffton in losing effort. So, congratulations to Reese. What a great player that he has been, and always an honor to get to that 1,000-point mark. Not easy to do at all. But rough night for the Seahawks. I expect a little bit more out of them, but the offense kind of went dry at points and just not as effective as at defending Bluffton as they were. I think the Bobcats really figured things out, and Harry Skinner had a much better night than the one he had a couple weeks ago at Hilton Head.
It's what they're best at,
And
Like,
no Carnell
we've seen
Warren. I mean,
more
that
than
is
once.
it's just that that's impressive.
Yeah,
Because
it
Carnell's a
is.
big
Very
fan,
impressive.
to do it without
I mean,
his
we've talked
services
about it
tonight.
before. Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
called it the other night. I said, "Hey, look, I wouldn't be shocked if Bluffton has figured out how to beat Hilton Head
Yeah.
Prep second time around."
I mean, I figured that would be a home and home split once they lost at the Nest. I figured they'd get
but
them back at their house.
even then, I think Bluffton's really good at figuring out teams and playing the next time around. If they play them
They
again,
do seem to be good at making
and
adjustments.
they did that against Prep. Prep's one of the best teams in this area.
Yeah,
and they did
yeah,
that
for
against
sure.
them. Lost the first
But
game, won the second one.
we expect it to be a dogfight in this region, but guess what? It's a 2-horse race right now for the region title. It's Bluffton, it's May River at 6-1 or 5-1.
2-game cushion on the rest of them.
Games are at the end of the year, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
Yeah, back
last week
back.
they played a Tuesday and a Thursday game.
Yep.
So
it could come down. It would be amazing if they're tied going into that.
Well, yeah, but we could have like a
Imagine if they
tiebreaker
split.
scenario if they split or like if they
right,
if there's
which is always a bummer.
Yeah,
that's always a
It
bummer.
is really.
But no, that's going to be a ton of fun. So May River
Yep.
will be at Bluffton on the 11th on Tuesday, and then 2 days later they'll run it back at May River. So that should be a fun.
Baby.
And
couple days of
and
hoops.
I will say this, that game that's taking place on the 11th, Maria Soden will be there filming it. Bring it back to the station. Kevin and I will call it on the 13th. So
Plausibly
we'll have
live.
that. We'll have that first one for you on WHHI soon, sooner rather than later, as our schedule's
baby.
working.
Meanwhile,
you mentioned Reese Stewart with 1,000 points tonight, also hitting the 1,000-point milestone tonight, and Hatcher White from Carlton Prep.
Congrats to her. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty cool. 2,000-point scores in one night. So congrats to both of those two. By the way, I was talking about the guys, but I meant to talk about the girls' game because that was a good one too over there at the Den. Back and forth contest, but give credit to Bluffton for how they performed late. Amira Brown was clutch in certain situations down the stretch, and it was a tough Hilton because they had opportunities to tie or take the lead late. The Seahawks surged ahead, but then Bluffton came right back and went up a couple of points, went up by 3 or 4 or so. But Hilton continued to scrap and claw, just able to do enough to put them over the top. Bluffton locked in defensively late, but Hilton had the chances to win this game, and they weren't able to, and that's been the story the last couple of games where Hilton has played them close, a couple teams close, just able to get it done, and that's tough to see after dropping a 4-point loss to Bishop England. They lose by 4 points again here, so and not only that, but they also lost an overtime game to May River, so that's really like three losses in close fashion. So that's really tough for the Seahawks, who have been playing some good basketball. They will fight you defensively. I mean, they're a really good defensive team. Leah Jackson, of course, leading the way, but others have stepped up as well. I like what Brockway is. She's been a nice shooter recently, and they've got some young girls who are starting to figure it out. But props to Bluffton. That's a big win for that team. It's a different looking team this year. They lost a lot with Decoy Hayward and company from last season, but you're starting to see some girls show out. Obviously, Amira Brown, but I thought Tamara Bolden may have played the best game I've seen her play. And then Emma Kate McMahon, what a shooter she is. She's locked in. She could be a different.
This is my favorite moment in show history. Wes has just been given the most serious, solemn, and excellent breakdown of this basketball game. Meanwhile, Max and I have seen the comments that Kevin posted, and he got auto-corrected or typoed, and we're both breaking like Jimmy Fallon on SNL over here over green shot gobbler. You meant shot gobbler and of money shooting. Do the broccoli.
I even see that until now.
You were head down, like totally focused.
I was following Wes, and I'm like, the guy's up top there. Something's going on. I don't know what it is.
I lost it. And Marcus,
Oh,
you
my
can't
God.
see the comments on the side unless we put them up on the screen, so you had no idea.
I had no idea.
But Max and I were both
I almost
totally...
interrupted Wes and was like, guys, what's up?
Oh my God. I was trying to just let him finish his
Marcus was
thought,
looking
not
at us,
step
and
on him, but
trying
I
not to
was
laugh.
dying.
Dude,
Dying.
Justin, I was
Sorry,
trying
Wes.
so hard not to laugh because Wes was talking pure magic. And so I didn't
was
want to
brilliant.
interrupt him by laughing my
Same.
slut off. But that
Same.
was
He was
funny.
in the zone, and I couldn't keep from breaking
Well, I
any longer.
started
I
seeing you
lost
laughing.
it.
I was like, what is he looking at? And I had to exit out of my full screen and look at it. And the first thing I see in the comments was that.
When I saw you then start laughing, I was toast. It reminded... Okay, so now, not to take us
Well,
on
yeah,
a
'cause
tangent.
I saw
Sorry,
you and I was
Wes.
like-
Sorry,
Well,
Wes.
I
I didn't
saw
mean to
you and I was
derail
like-
your analysis.
Yeah.
But it did remind me of one of the funniest times in my career.
I'll tell you what. No, I can, and then that's what I've done in this podcast. I can provide a good analysis. But what I like about adding Max and adding the other guys in here is it's the humor is just
Sure.
that's
It's
what makes
authentic.
podcasts
Oh,
great. Is now not
Oh.
to, you gotta be you gotta have boundaries sometimes. But I know it was an accident. And,
Yeah, dude, I was
Oh,
I was not
It was
trying to laugh.
great.
I wasn't
Yeah.
laughing
It was
at you,
great.
man.
I
wasn't
died.
laughing at you.
Yeah.
You were
Well,
doing
I mean,
great.
this man is notorious for his typos. Here we go. You boys flatter me.
Yes.
All I want, a comedy workshop. All I want is, so it was an
And that's
honest
true.
mistake. Oh my God. You get 2 texts for every text from Kevin because he's got to correct his spelling or grammar and everyone because he won't just leave it alone, even though I knew what he meant and didn't even notice it, read right past it. But no, it reminded me of the funniest moment in my career, possibly. So Sam McDowell, formerly of the Island Packet, now the sports columnist for the Kansas City Star. I was the sports editor. I think I was the sports editor. No, I wasn't the sports editor yet. I was maybe the assistant sports editor then. He was the reporter. We were at the Heritage, and bless his heart, he's a wonderful man and a wonderful reporter. But one of our colleagues asked a sort of off the wall question of Jim Furyk, where it was Jim Furyk and Heath Slocum were going into the final round neck and neck for the Heritage.
Yeah.
And or they were the top 2 guys, and there were some other guys up there. And he asked Jim Furyk, he said, well, sometimes you kind of get lost in your question and you forget where you're going and you got to ramble your way out of it. He did that. He got started and he said something about, he was trying to say there's so many good guys up on the leaderboard. And he said, I mean, you got Heath Slocum. His nickname's the Laser. And something about the way he said it, just me and Sam both like kind of chuckled, and then we both got going, and then we were both just like laughing in the media room. And John Bush from the PGA Tour was looking at us. He was trying not to break on the stage, and it just became a thing. And man, I still laugh about that to this day. Laser. He's Laser. Oh man.
Anyway,
sorry. It was way funnier if you were there, but tonight,
yeah,
man,
what
it reminded me
you
of
make
that.
you make some
You're a
great,
good win.
you made some great
Laser
points.
folded. Laser
Yeah.
folded.
You made some great points. The one thing tonight for me, I didn't know what to expect from that Bluffton Hilton Head game. I thought Hilton Head was going to play really well, and they have been really most of the season. They had a tough way to start out the season. Tough schedule. A lot of teams we don't see here very often, and of course that tournament that they hosted, during the Christmas break and stuff. And I was wondering what to think of Hilton Head. It was that game against Bluffton at Hilton Head when it turned my mind around and said, "Wow, this Hilton Head team's got some real studs." And so I expected them to be in contention, for possibly a region title. I know they didn't start out great, but I think tonight they've started to learn that they're going to need to do a little bit more down the stretch, to secure a spot potentially in the playoffs.
Well,
But
their shooting wasn't the best tonight, and
Yeah.
they
Well,
weren't in sync
what in the
offensively.
playoffs?
It was It was a struggle. I thought they played better the second half, but when they got behind by double digits, it's hard to come back. That's just, it's just the nature of it.
Especially against that Bluffton team. You get down
Yeah,
by
when they have a lead, they're really tough to go up against. And they went cold the second. They only scored 7 points in the second quarter. That's kind of the difference when Bluffton made that run. And
So I just
they
realized
couldn't
something
recover.
fun.
Sorry?
I just realized something fun. Bluffton is 18-2 and has avenged both of its losses.
Yes, they have.
There you go.
Indeed,
Both
they have.
Prep
Yeah,
and
they
Hilton
Hilda Prep and Hilton High.
That's fun facts.
Yeah, nice.
That's like the next best
Love that.
thing.
That's
Actually, it
Yeah,
might even be better than going undefeated, in my opinion.
Yeah,
is
shows
to
improvement.
have a small
You
number of
don't want to go
losses, but
undefeated.
to
You want to drop a few. You don't want
Right.
to go undefeated because then that puts pressure.
avenging a loss. There's nothing
Yeah,
better
no,
than
that's
that.
impressive. He did twice, yeah. But I before I was interrupted, I was talking about the
Sorry.
girls' game and mostly about how that could be a really breakthrough win for the Bluffton team because the Bobcats really put up an excellent effort, and I was impressed by how consistently they were able to find clutch buckets, not just from Mara Brown, but some others like Bolden and Emma Kate McMahon. And I think the younger girls are starting to find it and grow up, and I think Lonnie Roberts starting to get more of that team. So, I mean, Bluffton ceiling.
No Lonnie Roberts.
You're talking about the guys, yeah, I'm sure. But I think the girls are starting to find as well, and I don't know if it'll be enough to make they still have a long road to climb in terms of that region. But that's a nice win because Hilton Head has shown they've been a pretty solid team this year, and I like what that Bluffton girls team is starting to build off of, and Myra Brown's showing herself as and she's still a sophomore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's scary.
Yeah.
Carissa Coddington's doing a great job with that program, and Rico Alexander, her assistant coach, doing a great job. It was Rico that I saw when I was texting you, JJ.
Is Rico still over there? I didn't know if he was still on the staff. That's great.
I'm pretty sure that he's still over there.
Jake Morrow's on our bench now too.
Yeah,
and he's a good head.
Yeah, they're starting to.
They've got a lot.
There's your guys' standings.
It's a 2-horse race right now. We got Hilden Carlton in a tie for third, but Bluffton May River in the dogfight right now.
You know the community sister is about them cats.
Yes, no doubt. When I actually saw her I guess this was a couple weeks ago when I saw her when Bluffton played Colleton County, she said, Amira's my granddaughter, right? Which I actually didn't. I knew there was a relation there somewhere, but I wasn't sure exactly with which. But yeah, I've seen a lot of Sharon this year, and it's always a joy to see her. I always feel better for seeing her.
Yeah, right? Like, I mean, you can't see her and not have a smile on
you got to smile, yeah.
She's a whole mess.
She's
Bishop England,
phenomenal.
Bishop England, sitting at 2-4. I did not see Bishop England sitting at 2-4 at this point in the season.
Yeah,
I did not see that coming.
I didn't know what to expect. I really didn't. I mean, the girls we knew.
Carlton's been impressive this year.
Carlton at 3-3 is dangerous.
Yep.
Carlton at 3-3 that's a dangerous team.
I'm always the lead cheerleader for Carlton preseason. I'm always like, look out for Carlton because I believe in Carlton. But I was a little concerned this year they wouldn't have the depth. And I think as tragic as it was, Amari's incident kind of forced them to cultivate a little more depth, and I think they're going to be better for it now. They're playing good ball right now. They're beating people. Now, that was a tough win over Beaufort. That was I know that was not a close win or not a convincing win, but you just got to win, man. You just got to win.
That May River win was huge, just absolutely monstrous.
And then on the girls' side, Bishop
I like where Colleton County's sitting right now. I mean, I really do. I think any team should be scared of playing that team right now. I think they're starting to get on a roll, and it's going to be hard to stop it.
So yeah,
and it's real squishy in the middle.
Yeah,
in the girls' standings.
I see that. Wow.
Yeah, it's.
I'm intrigued to see who comes out on top after this one. Yeah,
could be a fight.
I'll say of those three teams that are tied, if I were a betting man, I'd probably put it on Bluffton. I think they're the team trending up the most. like
Ooh,
you said, Wes.
I honestly don't know. I think all these three teams are very close, and I could see either one of them taking 3, 4, or 5 at this point.
Today, I would say Bluffton. Tomorrow,
I
I
mean,
might not.
Yeah,
honestly,
I
like
want to see more
Bluffton
from them. It was a nice win, but I I I need to see a little bit more from Bluffton. But
But those three are so evenly matched.
yeah,
They're so
it's
but
evenly matched.
good.
I would
May
say
River, May River got hammered tonight by Bishop England, but they're in the right
Yeah, Bishop
direction
England's
too.
very good.
Yeah.
That's I mean they're a powerhouse. Give
Yeah.
credit to Hilton Head for how they played against Bishop England because they almost knocked them off. But fortunately, sort of the Seahawks have been some close ones that have gotten away for Coach R's team. I still think they're going to be dangerous if
I'm
if they can.
honestly, yeah, I agree with you, Wes. I'm honestly shocked, by the way. I didn't realize what Bluffton's overall record was. I didn't even know they were sitting at 500 right now overall.
The
I
girls,
didn't even
yeah.
know that. Yeah, I didn't
Pretty
think
impressive.
that's what their record was. Like, I'm actually impressed with how this Bluffton
Yes.
team's been playing lately.
Yeah,
They've turned it on lately for sure. I've seen them a lot over the last couple of weeks, like I said, and they're turning a corner big time.
And
Coach
that's
This is
CJ
good.
is a
winning
real deal. Coach CJ is absolutely the real deal. She's a trainer.
Yes.
She's a developer, and so they're going to continue to get better. I think also they've figured out how they need to play to win, and they're doing that. You know, they need to
Right.
play a low scoring, scrappy defensive game, and that's what they're doing. They got it done tonight. So, you know, there's some growth there, and those three teams are probably going to beat each other up when they're at home, for the most part. So it's been fun though to watch them. Let me check in on that.
I do have another score for you, Justin. If you
You have
want to hear
another
it.
score there, Max?
I do. I only have one of the two scores that I've been looking for. Hardyville. I didn't get that final score before I left tonight from the Ville, but Bamberg did beat the Hardyville boys 59-39. It was actually very close in the second quarter when I got there. It was only a 15-12 game in favor of Bamberg, and I thought, ooh, Hardyville might be able to keep up with them. And then when the second half came around, Bamberg just kind of opened up the throttle and pulled away with ease. Again, very young Hardyville Hurricanes team that they're missing something because I can see the talent on that team. I don't know what it's missing. They're missing something and I can't quite figure it out. But they're still, if I'm not mistaken, winless on the year, sitting at 0-12. After
I think I
loss.
saw.
No, wait. Who are you talking about? Hardyville?
Yeah.
No, we took dubs against Royal Live Oaks.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, they did beat
Okay.
Royal Live Oaks this week, but
Dubs.
Dubs, yes.
We got dubs, baby. Both of them. We're both off the schneid.
Even if it's Royal Live Oaks, but
hey, it's a region game, baby.
Doesn't
it's
matter.
a region game.
Very true.
Even if it's not
they're in the
region,
same
win.
classification as us.
I do not have the girls' score, but I could only imagine what the score was tonight because if anyone remembers, the last score between those two teams at Bamberg was Bamberg in favor, 74-5 was the final score of that game a couple weeks back.
Man.
So I can only imagine what the game was. Unfortunately, tonight for the Ville's girls basketball team, but I think both programs are trending in the right direction. Bobo had a good game tonight for Hardyville. So did Washington.
We call him Bonisha now. You call him
Bonisha? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Millie started it.
Jermaine Washington also had a good night. Kyrell Jameson had a very good night for them despite the loss. Yeah, Royal Live Oaks. Anyway, so
I also love nicknames.
That's the only other scores I've been able to find. I cannot find the girls' score, but I just have a feeling they just didn't want to put it up on Max Preps right now because it's not worth putting up, I assume. But you never know.
All right, so here's the story of this man's name. His name is Daniel Briscoe.
Yes,
but we call him Bobo because he looks like Bobo. He's a big tall dude. He looks like Manute Bol or Bobo. So we call him Bobo. But then Millie started calling him Bonisha, and I love it. A lot of people call him Bobo because they didn't realize they were calling him Bobo. So they just call him Bobo, but now he calls him Bonisha, and I can't love it more than I do. Like it's perfect. I'm calling him Bonicia from now on.
Well, Bonicia had
No
probably
question.
one of the best nights I've seen him play. He had a
Good.
good night. I think
Bonicia has massive potential. Massive.
huge potential. That dude is the tallest player on the court every time I've seen him
He's
play.
just got to fine tune, refine the little things. He's gonna
Once
be
you
fine.
refine his skills, especially passing the ball, catching the ball, being able to shoot the basket inside, get that layup, put that strength in, because he's probably 6'5", 6'6", Justin?
Yeah, he's 6'5".
A 6'5", 6'6" dude who can move down the court, man. He can move. Like I'm talking speed. He's got speed for a 6'6" dude.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I'm trying to get him to run cross country next year because
Gotta
bite off
score.
3 months. I do have a score.
Got a guy
I have
score.
one as well.
Edisto 48, Whale Branch 42.
Oh,
guys action.
That's a
The
shocker.
Warriors get the dub.
No, Edisto.
Edisto 48, Whale Branch 42.
Oh, I thought you said 41. I'm sorry. It's
Oh, yeah,
late.
48, 42.
But
But I've got
48,
another
42
one.
Edisto.
I heard 41.
Hampton boys, 63. Lake Marion, 43. So
All right.
Hampton stays atop.
Yeah, Hampton County's for real. They're for real. They are
That's a
really,
good
really,
one.
really for real.
All right.
But yeah, also Wes, it is shocking. I know you thought that Whale Branch game was a win for them, but it's
I heard
actually
a
shocking.
different score than I.
Yeah, it's actually
Late.
shocking regardless because I didn't expect Whale Branch to lose tonight to Edisto. I know Edisto's a solid program, but I had a feeling Whale Branch was going to get that win, and
Yeah, that's
unfortunately,
tough.
especially after a win against Bridges Prep too. Like I'm honestly I'm a little shocked by that score against Whale Branch. It was 48-42, Marcus.
That's correct.
Yeah, that's shocking. That's
How
very shocking.
about that?
Yeah.
Huh.
Edisto gets a win. Big win for Edisto.
All right, so Hampton
Actually,
boys
that
is
makes me wonder
5-0.
where it sits right now.
Do we have Bridges Barnwell score yet? I wonder.
I
saw
don't
something. Hold on.
believe
Let me
that
check
I
real quick.
It's not on Max Preps.
Let me
Yeah,
give me a second.
I'm about to check Coach Brockington's.
I'm gonna look it up here.
He be posting it. Nope, not today. He hasn't. They might have lost. Surely not though. Bamberg or they're playing Barnwell. They definitely
Barnwell.
won. Barnwell's awful.
Hmm.
They definitely won that. Barnwell's over the season. Yeah. So Edisto, that mixes things up.
It does.
Edisto beating
That's what I
Whale
was
Branch.
wondering
That makes
if
Lake
that win.
Marion, Whale Branch, and Edisto all tied at 2 and 3 for third, fourth,
Holy
and fifth.
crap.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
So it's going to be a dogfight there. It's 2-horse race, Hampton and Bridges. They haven't played each other yet. But Bridges
That was
has the loss to Whale
wasn't that
Branch,
not-
which hurts.
Was that not supposed to be during Snow Week? Were they not supposed to be playing each other that week?
Yeah, they
Yes,
were.
That was rescheduled then.
Yeah.
Interesting. Are they playing each other
There's
at
a
the end
bunch of that going on.
Let me check.
Oh no, wait. No, they only play each other once. Because they've already played
they-
each other once, haven't they?
No, they played each other in a tournament.
Oh,
So
that's
they
right.
do-
It was the Bluffton tournament. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I don't see where they've rescheduled that game yet.
Interesting.
The one at Bridges Prep. I'm not sure when they're going to play that one. So that's a good question.
When's the one at Hampton?
Shoot, I just made it go away.
Sorry.
The one at Hampton is on February 11th. It's quite possible that it ends up on February 14th if necessary.
I
It
was
might be an
thinking.
FNES.
On Thursday.
It's possible that they watch us intensely utilize the internet with literacy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Kevin's
I don't know what I was
drunk.
saying, but
Kevin's definitely drunk right now. I don't know why.
well,
but
maybe
I feel
not. I don't
Kevin's getting out of
know. Kevin's brain just operates on a different frequency
He
than
does.
most.
I know he does. Trust me. I watched it the other night with me, Wes, and Kevin on the show.
Oh
I
yeah,
just could tell by looking at him.
Sometimes I can get on the same channel with him, but sometimes he's on channel 2 and I'm on channel 1, and it's just not. And I'm like, you're gonna have to gonna have to
That or
connect
he's,
the dots here for
that
me.
or
I don't
he's
know.
on channel
Yeah,
10
if
and I'm on like channel 2. Like I'm
Yeah.
like not
Oh.
even close to the same channel as he is.
we love you, Kev, first
Oh,
and
We do.
foremost, but if I could count on numerous hands the amount of times, and I've been working with him for a decade, he's one of a kind and truly one of the best
no
friends that
doubt.
a guy could have.
Oh, no
He's
doubt about it. Terrific hype
he's a
man.
beaut.
Yep.
Oh,
Just a
Oh, he's
world-class
he
hype man.
brings it. He brings it.
Brew.
World-class
Can't
hype
wait to
man.
be back courtside with him next week.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. Yeah, he's definitely workshopping jokes, and you miss
Yes,
100% of the shots you don't take. And that
that's
man,
right.
that was a quote
He
from
takes them all.
Wayne
Michael
Gretzky,
Scott
Michael
via Wayne. Yeah, Michael Scott via Wayne Gretzky. Um, great job, Wes. Michael Scott, Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott.
Thanks, Westbrook.
It's the greatest. It's the greatest. Michael Gretzky, Wayne Scott. Wayne Gretzky, Michael Scott. I'm too tired, boys. All right, I'm gonna say a few more things about sponsors, and then we're gonna do some closing thoughts. And I'm gonna stay to the end, but we're gonna end at a good time.
That's right.
But first, we'll quickly preview what's coming tomorrow. USCB
What's a
basketball
busy
on the
Saturday?
road.
A busy
It sure
Saturday.
is. USCB basketball on the road at Clayton State. Usual times for those. Baseball, USCB at home, doubleheader against North Greenville, noon. Worldwide West Kerr on the call. College softball, USCB at Anderson for a doubleheader starting at 1:30. Then we got some basketball. The Ville traveling to the other Ville, Woodville Tompkins, for a little cross the border matchup. HHCA at Trinity Collegiate and JP2 on the road to Wilson Hall. Plus, it looks like Buford Academy's boys are playing at Savannah Christian. And then the wrestling, lots and lots of wrestling. First two rounds of the high school league duels, Class 4A. The only home site we have, May River will be at home. They'll take on Brooklyn Casey, Bluffton, and South Florence will do battle. And then the winners will go head to head in round two. At Gilbert, Buford takes on Midland Valley, Gilbert versus Airport, winners in round two. At Hartsville, Hilton Head against Wilson, and Hartsville versus Darlington, round two after that. And then Class 3A at Keenan, the host Keenan gets a bye. They'll take on either Battery Creek or Marlboro County in round two. Class 2A, 1A. This is where I won't be at this site. At Bamberg, that's where I was the other night. Bridges Prep versus Philip Simmons, Bamberg versus Manning, winners in round two. And then at our spot, Edisto, I get to go see our old friends Livingston and Singleton over there. Whale Branch versus Woodland, and Hardyville versus Edisto. And so that's the rundown for tomorrow, boys. Should be a fun day. Might have to do a show tomorrow night. We got so much going on. What do you
What's
think?
going on?
Saturday night show? Yeah, we'll
sure.
feel it out.
Saturday night
We'll
special.
feel it out. We'll see when I get out the door at 6 a.m. tomorrow and coach wrestling in the morning. We'll see how I feel about it. But
My voice is gonna be shot, so we may have.
You guys know how to play in the sandbox without me too.
You
so,
guys may have to do it
happen.
because my voice is gonna be shot after calling a doubleheader. So
That's true.
Doubleheader,
Your
especially
voice
if
will be gone.
there's 85 runs again today.
Yeah.
You'll be really
Yeah,
tired.
goodness.
Yep.
My God. But shout out to some of our sponsors. We welcome back Hudson Seafood House on the Docks to the Loco Booster Club for another year. Great place for seafood, sunsets, and cocktails on Hilton Head Island, and presenting sponsor of Under the Bus. Check out our latest episode wherever you get your podcasts or watch it on the Loco Media Network. Also, our other Loco Booster Club members, Base Hit Life, baseball and softball themed apparel. Live your best base hit life at basehitlife.com. Dr. Ambrose Cole, official chiropractor of LowcoSports. Find him at Rooted Living Wellness in Bluffton, and he'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Reverence Wrestling Club, our official wrestling sponsor and presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind. And Jay's Barbershop, the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. Before we get to parting thoughts, one note from last night that we didn't have the score yet last night. But JP2 Wrestling fell in the Skeeza semifinals, 45-32 to Ben Lippen. So really good season for them, but they come up short in the semis. 13-point margin in wrestling is not big. It's really not. If two matches flip, that and one of them flips to a pin, that's the difference right there. So really a pretty narrow margin right there. Knocking on
one other note. I think we all just got the text from Jimmy Searson. He said the final of the Buford game was 60-56
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
instead of 58.
okay.
Well, I think it was 60-58. I'm going to trust
Yeah.
the home AD's tweet. I'm going to go with
Okay,
that.
fair enough.
Yep. Either one could be right, but I'm going with the home book. If that makes
All right.
sense.
Yeah. When in doubt, go with the home book. That's pretty
And
much
especially since Colleton said 60-58, I don't think they would have given them 2 extra points they didn't get. I think they
That
would have been
makes
58.
sense.
That's
for
my
sure.
rationale.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Parting thoughts, gents?
I've got a big one.
Oh, okay.
The battle for Tobacco Road begins
Yep.
tomorrow with
There's
North
nothing finer
Carolina
than Duke,
at Cameron
Carolina.
Indoor taking on Duke. I'd break out my Dickie V impression, but knowing that he's not going to be there, he called
Well,
a ton of them.
I can't do a good one. I try, but I'm not.
I've had a really good one since I was.
E.
I've had a really good one since I was about 10 years old. Little bit off now because of the cold that I'm fighting still. But
Do you
Dan
expect the
Shulman, Jay
game?
Billis and company.
Will it live up to ESPN's hype, or will it be all Cooper Flag and Duke?
Oh,
I
I always anticipate it being a ball game, and I'm going to say that it's going to be a ball game. Duke may run with it towards the end, but I do not see North Carolina getting blown out. I really don't. I know they've had a tough year, but that rivalry just hits differently.
I'm for North Carolina, but I think Duke will win, and I think that's probably
I
okay
think
because
Duke
that'll
will
make
get the
great
job done.
content because Curry will be just disgusted.
Yeah.
There you go.
He'll just be sick
I'll
about
say
it, and he'll talk about the Rat and Rat Jr. and all his Duke hating, and it'll be great.
I of course am a Duke fan.
Now,
Been that way for a long time.
a lot of people.
I'll take them by about 10.
Notre Dame.
Yes. Now, everyone's talking about
I'm a
Duke
Yankees
in
fan,
North
though.
Carolina, but there is another very important game that will be coming up tomorrow night. It is the return of John Calipari to Kentucky, 9 o'clock.
Oh, yeah,
Arkansas
that's
visits
right.
Kentucky.
They're going to be relentless.
Yes.
God, I forgot about that part.
Oh, that student section is going to be relentless.
That's going to be great.
Absolutely relentless. That'll be fun. Yeah. All right, boys. Parting thoughts? Other parting thoughts?
Go ahead, Max.
Maxie?
No, I don't think I have anything
Pass.
That's surprising.
I
have one.
Yeah, go ahead, Wes.
Well, just USB baseball. Looking forward to getting back on the call tomorrow, and wonder if we'll have another wild game like we had. I mean, they just flushed the second one down the drain. I'm not going to talk about that one, but the first one.
56 runs today, bro.
Yeah. Take the over. Take the over if because but down 10-0. They scored 10 all in the seventh to tie it up.
Crazy.
That's NAIA baseball. It kind of feels like they're still playing NAIA baseball just because
NAIA Sunday.
Oh wait, okay. They got field goals 29-3.
29-3. Yeah. Yep. Kick the field goal at the end. Well, here's a parting thought for you. Because Libby said he stands by his take that Livy Dunn throws more heat than her boyfriend. I don't exactly sure what he means by that, but her boyfriend throws some heat, Paul Skeens, and you may have heard about his 1-of-1 card that is has a jersey patch in it. There's only one made. 11-year-old kid in California pulled it, and the Pirates are trying to swindle him out of it by offering him a package that includes like 2 Pirates season tickets for 30 years. He lives in California, bro. About Pirates, and a couple of Paul Skeens jerseys, autographed jerseys, and even spending an inning in the box with Livy Dunn in her box, or her luxury box, I should say. Livy Dunn's luxury box at the stadium. And luckily, this kid is not a fool, or at least his parents are not. he ain't taking it. He's going to put
No,
it out to
I don't
auction.
think they do.
He's going to get his. They think it's worth at least $750,000 at auction.
Wow.
So that man gonna set himself up on his baseball card, just like I always dreamed I would. I thought it was gonna be that Jose Canseco rated rookie, man. That thing was gonna. That was gonna take me as far as I needed to go.
By the way, only took it didn't even take one full day for the Sand Sharks to get. This is a team that struggled to hit the long ball last year, but
I hit a home run.
Jeremy Brown, they're already on the board. Brown with a home run. The junior out of St. Paul, Minnesota, transferred from Columbus State, who
in conference transfer.
Yeah, in conference transfer. So there you go. That's a nice pickup right there. I mean, just one day in, he looks like he's got a nice bat. So I'm keep an eye on that guy tomorrow, Jeremy Brown, if he gets another spot in the lineup. But yeah, crazy first game. I'm just pulling up the box score here. It was 10-0 until the 7th, and then
and then
just an offensive outburst by the USCB Sand Sharks. I'm just sorry, I'm pulling up. Okay, Joe Turner also had a home run, so I think he was. Let's see here. Joe Turner and Jeremy Brown both with home runs for USCB, and it was a heck of a rally in that 7th inning. Turner hitting DH. He was racking up some good performances at the plate. Went 2 for 4 and drove in 3 runs with the homers. So just a couple of guys to keep your eye on as we get towards tomorrow. I'd love to hear Snake Farm at least once. We'll see if it happens.
Oh yeah. Well, we were planning on opening the show with Snake Farm tonight if they won that game.
Oh, that's what I said.
By the way, my final thought. I had a great talk tonight with a couple of former Sand Sharks out at the ballpark. Brian Meyer, the Gold Glove winning outfielder, who is now we will be seeing him umping some high school baseball games in South Carolina this year.
Yes.
Nice.
And he's been umping the kids, the travel ball, for a while now. But he got certified in South Carolina. And then Eamon Collins, the first no-hitter in USCB history.
No kidding.
He was in attendance. And
Eamon Collins.
I may have other news about Eamon Collins next week. We'll see. I'll leave it at that.
I know where
that's a tease for you. Max knows what's going on. Hang around in the green room after the show.
Come back on Monday, find out.
But we can't put it out yet. But I have good feelings.
I get some sleep, and I'm sure you do as well, JJ.
Same, brother, same. So we're gonna wrap this thing up. But thanks to everybody who hung out with us tonight, whether you were in here in the studio, in the comments, or in person. In person. Nobody was really in person, but watching or listening to us. But we appreciate you. We appreciate all of our sponsors, especially Mickelson Law Firm, and we need more sponsors. So if you'd like to support what we do and keep it going, and maybe even help us, get paid to do it, which would be cool, hit us up. info@LowcoSports.com. We out there on all the socials. You can get at us. We got some nice packages for you starting at $50 a month, and you can be a part of what we're doing here at Loco Sports. So thanks again to everyone involved, to the best wingmen in the business, Max Araj, Wes Kerr, and Marcus Walsh. I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Loco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing. Go Loco.